Good morning, Tesla fans. Aaron Rath here from Rat's Tesla. Today's video is to help with a little bit of controversial topics. You see I have some props setting here. We'll get to those in just a minute, but before we get going on today's video, I just want to thank everybody for subscribing that has subscribed. So if you haven't, get down there, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell, drop a like on this video, stick around. We're going to talk about car washing, because there is a lot of controversy with Teslas on whether or not you should take it to a car wash or hand wash it. Well, I am of the sound mind that I think that you should hand wash it. Because you won't damage your paint. And I will tell you that this is not a Tesla thing for me. I hand washed my wife's new vehicle as well. I hand washed her vehicles before that. I hand washed all my vehicles before that. So I've always hand washed. In this video today, we're going to talk about, I'm not going to teach you how to hand wash your car per se. We're going to talk about some tools and techniques that will make hand washing easy and quick. And then I'll also touch on some of the products that I use that you see sitting here in front of you and that I have on the shelf behind me. But thanks for watching today's video. Stick around. This is Rat's Tesla. Before we get going too far, there's just some basic tools that you need if you're going to hand wash your car. And now is when I really want to talk about them. The first one is a good pressure washer. You can use your hose with a squeeze handle on it, but a pressure washer will just make it so much easier to get the mud off. And people are like, wow, that's so expensive and I don't have place to put a pressure washer. Well, first off, both of those are wrong. This is a Craftsman pressure washer that I have, and you can tell it's pretty small. It's like 14 inches by 8 inches, and it sits on a shelf. It is an electric one, and it does a very good job for car washing. And actually, I used it last weekend to clean my garage out, so it's a very good tool for that. And this was $99. So if you think about it, the car wash I would go to in town, if I did the top level car wash, cost $12 per run. 8 trips through that car wash pays for this. I wash both my wife's car and my car every weekend. So in a month, I do 8 car washes. Pays for itself in 1 month. And then after that, I've already paid for it with the car washes. I don't have to worry about it, and everything is good. So get one of these. I got this at Home Depot. Like I said, it was $99. I'll throw links in the description below for all the products that I use. I'm not sponsored by anybody in this video. All the products that I have that I'm going to show you, I have purchased in this video. The next big thing for me is a vacuum cleaner. I have this wireless vac from Black & Decker that I bought on Amazon. I think it was like $69. It's wireless. It has an extendable piece, so you can get down in the crevices in the seats. And then it's got the little brush. If you have a dog, it'll help pick up dog hair. But this vacuum has worked really well for spot vacuuming and just running the vacuum over the floor and getting everything. We do have 2 dogs in our house, so inevitably you get dog hair drug into the car, and that I hate that. That bothers me. So I use this vacuum to vacuum it up. And it comes in handy in the house to vacuum up steps, or like this morning I used it to vacuum out the HEPA filters on our air filtration system. So it works really well. It was like $69 on Amazon. Again, link down below. For me, I have a nice expandable hose. I keep this in one of my buckets. This just connects my water spigot to my pressure washer, and it just makes it nice. I can wrap it up, stick it away. I live in Colorado, so it gets cold. Can't leave it connected throughout the spring and winter months, obviously, because it'll freeze. So it works out nice to be able to just throw it in the bucket and keep it there. And then the last tool that I think most people won't use and won't know about is a foam cannon. I got this foam cannon on Amazon probably 2 years ago. And I think it was about $13. I did drop it and break the handle. It still works. Might be about time for a new one. But This makes car washing so much nicer. When you go to a hand car wash and you spray your foam on there and you let that sit and take the dirt and just kind of drain it away, that's what this does. It costs $12. So those are some of the major tools that I use. Now let's talk about some of the products that I use to wash my car. All right, I have in front of me a grouping of Adams Polishes products. I'm not sponsored by Adams Polishes, but I really do like their products, and so that's what I use. I go onto their website, order it, and have it delivered to my house. You can get it on Amazon, but it's more expensive there. So I just go to adamspolishes.com and order it. I typically have to do an order about once every 4 weeks or so because, like I said, I wash cars every weekend. So let's go down these and talk about them real quick. This is the Mega Foam. I put this in my foam cannon, and it is probably one of the best foaming soaps that I've seen. It does a really good job. You only have to put about one big squirt in that foam cannon, and it'll foam up the car, and we'll get to that here in just a little bit. Second one is my car shampoo. I do have a extra foaming one over there that I got to replace this one because it's about empty. This is what I put in bucket number 2. I do use the 2-bucket system. The first bucket is just plain water. The second bucket is water and soap, and this is the soap that I use in there. This VRT, this is vinyl rubber trim and tires. I do not use this on my tires, but I do use this on all the black pieces on the car, the vinyl on the car. You just got to get a nice applicator sponge and just apply it on there, and it takes gray to black. I don't use this every week, but this is probably once every couple months I'll throw this on my car. This is the tire shine that I use. I like this one because it does not fling. It doesn't, when you take off, it doesn't shoot tire shine up the side of your car and splatter up what you just did. I have a nice applicator that I use for this, and this just makes the tires look really nice. It's not overly shiny. It's not like, super glossy, and I like that. And then it's not products like Armor All. I know there's a lot of people that are going to live and die by Armor All, but Armor All, actually, if you check it out, will eat the rubber on your tires over time. So I try to stick away from that, but I really like Adams Polishes Tire Shine. Before you get to the tire shine though, you need to clean your wheels and tires. This is super nice. I just spray this on my tires and wheels when they're wet and let it sit there for a little bit. And because there's no brake dust on the Tesla, it just kind of washes it away and it gives you a clean surface to start from. The last product that I have is this glass cleaner, and I got this separate microfiber cloth. This is a glass cleaning cloth from Adams Polishes. These two together do a fantastic job of cleaning windows. You can make your windows perfectly streak free, and they just do a very good job. But like I said, I am not sponsored by Adams Polishes. I tried. I guess my channel's not big enough yet, but I would like to be. They're right up the road from me here, or right down the road south of us here in northern Colorado. So Adams Polishes, if you're watching this, let's work a deal out. But those are the products that I use. Now let's get into some quick tips as we go through car washing. Like I said, I'm not going to sit down and bore you with a hour-long video of me washing my car, because I think we all know mostly how to wash a car. But I'm going to go over a few tips and techniques as I wash my car today. All right, the other thing I forgot to mention is to get an upgraded hose and sprayer. The hose that comes with this pressure washer is like 25 feet. I got a 50-foot hose, makes it nice. And then the sprayer has a swivel on it, so it doesn't get locked up. It was like $13 on Amazon. Again, all the links down below. So I have my buckets set up. The first bucket on the right, that's my bucket number 1. It's just clean water for rinsing my sponge. Bucket number 2 has my soapy water in it. That's for obviously washing the car after I get it soaped down. And then this bucket is my tire bucket. I do not use the same bucket between the two because I don't want tire grime rubbing on my car. I keep my brushes in there, and I do put a little bit of soap in there just to make cleaning a little bit easier. So let's get to scrubbing. As we look at the car, you can see this one's, it's not as dirty. I don't know if you can quite pick it up in the video. I mean, it's dirty. It's not as dirty as it's been in the past. It rained one day this week, and so we got a little bit messy, but yeah, let's go ahead and get to washing. First thing I like to do is to take my pressure washer, and I use the white nozzle because it's got about, I think it's a 40-degree nozzle. You don't want to use the one that's just the pinhole, because it will just eat right through your paint. It's like a little needle eating through the paint, so make sure you're not using that one. I use the white one all the time. So I'm going to go through and just kind of hose off and spray off the dirt off of the car, the top layer, and then I'm going to get my tires and wheels wet so that I can apply my tire and wheel cleaner. Now I've got my stuff settling in. I got my bucket with the soapy water, and I have a green bristle, soft bristle brush. So I'm just going to take it, and the first thing I do is scrub around the edge of the tires. You can see the soap and the brown just kind of coming off. And this is why you do this first, because you'll notice I do get some splashback on the car. And so you just want to be able to wash that off. And if you're doing this first, you know you're going to wash off some of these harsher chemicals from your paint so they don't sit on there. So just kind of go through and clean up the spokes and the center cap. And then I have this for cleaning in tighter spots and getting back in on the barrel of the wheel as well, so I can get all of that dirt off of there. Now these are obviously aftermarket Tesla wheels made by American Racing, so they've got a little bit bigger opening. Cleaning the Uber turbines is a little bit harder to do than cleaning these, because they don't necessarily have all the spacing to get into the back, into the barrels. So then once I have a wheel cleaned, I get my pressure washer and spray it off. I don't want to leave it there. I want to do each wheel individually. And that's a clean wheel. So we're going to take some time real quick, wash the other 3 wheels, and we'll get back with the next step. All right, so the next step for me is getting the foam cannon. The first thing you have to do is take the little nozzle off that you were using before. I like to set that by my bucket because you don't want to lose that. Then you take this foam cannon, which I added water to, and added a nice big squirt of my Mega Foam from Adams Polishes to. And you're just going to connect it here. You'll notice it swivels. And we're just going to take this now and cover the whole car in a foam. All right, once that's done, you can take the foam cannon off because we're not going to use it anymore. And put the spray nozzle back on. Now a little tip here, pro tip, and I'm not a pro by any means, is when you put the spray nozzle back in, spray it away from the car to make sure that it stays in here. Because if it doesn't, it's a projectile coming out at your car at about 200 miles an hour, and it will put a big ding in your paint. I speak from experience, not on the Tesla, but on my Ram I had before this. Put a nice big dent in the door that I had to have repaired. It chipped the paint down to bare metal. But we're gonna let this foam sit for about 3 to 5 minutes and just let it work all the grime and dirt off of the car. I'm not gonna bore you with that 3 to 5 minutes because usually I sit down and watch stuff on YouTube, but while I have this opportunity, I'm gonna throw one more shameless plug in there to make sure you subscribe. Hit the bell button, that way you know when we get new videos up. Also hit the like button, drop a comment. If you see something that you think I should do differently, or if you have products that you like to use, drop those down below as well for other subscribers to check out. Like I said, I'm not a pro at this, but I've washed my cars enough to know and understand what's good and what's bad. But we're gonna let this sit for a little bit and we will be back with the next step. All right, so it's been about 3 minutes and you can see the foam is still there, but it's starting to slide down the car. Now we're gonna get our 2 buckets. First one with our big sponge, And the second one for rinsing that sponge off. Well, it's not really a sponge, it's a terry cloth type sponge that I got from Adams Final Shoes. You're always going to clean your car from top down because you're washing the dirt away. You don't want to take the dirt from the bottom of the panel and scrub it up your car, or you're just going to scratch it. And that defeats the whole purpose of washing your car by yourself. So we're going to get this, give it just a little wring. You want to leave some of the moisture in there. And we're going to start with the top glass and just work our way down the back glass to the hatch here and kind of grab this and go up the front, hit the windshield. I like to do the windshield right away, and then we will get the other half of the windshield, the other half of the top, across the back here and across the front. Now the other thing you have to keep in mind is, again, and we're going to go to our 2-bucket system. So we take this bucket and we use it to clean all the dirt out. This has a grit trap in it, so you can kind of rub all the grit off. And we take the sponge and we wring it out in there and we get it nice and soapy again. Now we're going to do the hood. You always want to, I forgot to wring it out. You always want to go front to back, the direction that the car travels. It just cleans nicer and you don't get swirls on your car, so you're just going to go front to back. I like to hit the headlights and the front part of the hood here. And now I'm going to shift to the other side. I'm going to kind of fast forward through this as I wash down the other side and this side, because I need to get it done, because you do not want this soap to dry on the car. So we're going to hammer that out real quick. We'll be right back. All right, other pro tip for you real quick, and again, I'm not a pro, but a tip for you is I like to have a big enough sponge filled with enough soap that I can get the whole side of the car in one take. So what I do, like I said, wring it out a little bit. I use the first side of the sponge to wash the top half of this side. So I start at the top, I get the windows real quick, and then I just kind of clean down the door right to this body line right here. And that's where I stop with this first scrub with this side of the brush. And I do that because this bottom part is where all the dirt splashes. So then I take my sponge, I flip it over, and I get the bottom part of the car clean and scrubbed. Now I haven't taken any dirt from the bottom and scrubbed it to the top. Now I use my little grit guard here to clean all that dirt out of my sponge, so I can clean one more panel, and that's the rear panel. So we'll get that real quick. Now the whole car has been soaked and washed. It's time to rinse it off. Always start on the sunny side so you don't leave spots. All right, now the car's washed, it's time to dry it. It's fine sitting there right now, it's drip drying. It's not gonna dry off too fast, but I do wanna get out there. First thing that you can get is one of these mobile dryers. I got this on Amazon for about $100. It's heated, it has a long hose, and people are gonna say, really, you blow dry your car? Well, I don't blow dry the whole thing. What I do is I use this to spray in by the mirrors, or to dry in by the mirrors and the handles, the wheels, all the places where water is going to sit that you can't dry, that when you close the door or open the door, it's suddenly going to run down the side and streak up the side of your vehicle. I use this for. So we'll set that aside. Now, there are 4 types of towels that you can use to dry your car. And I say can because you should not use all 4 of these towels. First one, this is a ShamWow. And this will scratch the crap out of your paint. This is not a good towel to use. So I say if you have a ShamWow, you throw it away because it'll scratch your paint. Second one that I see people use all the time is an old towel from their bathroom. This is even harder on your car than that ShamWow was. So do not use these, throw it away. So now I have 2 examples of towels that you can use. Both of these are from Adams Polishes, and they're both specifically made for drying. One is more of a terry cloth microfiber type, and the other one is more like a home towel, but it is made for drying your car. So you can use these 2. They're expensive, but you hang them up to dry, you use your washer and dryer to clean them with some good microfiber cleaning solution in your washing machine, and these will work great on your car and not scratch them. So that's just my 2 cents worth on how to dry your car. The other thing that you can do that a lot of people don't talk about, and I do use it quite a bit, is this detail spray. When the car is still wet, I'll spray this detail spray on there and kind of let it sit, and it helps bring some of that shine back from when I did my ceramic coating, my graphene coating on my car. But I'm going to dry the car off right now. I'm not going to bore you with that. I'm going to get the drying done, and then we'll come back and wrap this video up. All right, so once you have the car all dried off, there's obviously still some steps that you have to do to finish the cleaning up, and I'm not going to show you those. I'll talk about them real quick. I like to go through and clean all the door jambs, get a microfiber towel, wipe those all down, use some detailing spray, clean those up, because that's what people see when they get in the car, so you want that to be clean. Also go through and use my window cleaner and clean all my windows, to include the roof, all the side glass, and the windshield. I always start with the windshield because then the cloth is dry and it's at its best, and then I'll work my way around to the other windows that don't get as dirty. Then the last thing I'll do is go through and finish polishing up my rims and put my tire shine on, and if I need to, put the VRT on the trim along the bottom, and then it's done. That's the quick wash of the car. It really doesn't take that long. I can wash both my vehicles in about 4 hours on a Saturday, and I have saved lifetimes of swirls on my paint. The last product I want to talk about before I wrap this up, and I'm going to talk about it because this is what I'm going to do on my wife's vehicle today, because it's not that dirty. It only got driven a couple miles this week, so it's not that bad. And that is a waterless wash. Adams Polishes makes this, and it's as simple as to make sure that there's no huge dirt particles on the car, first of all, because you don't want to rub that around. Obviously, you're just going to spray this on and wipe it off, so you don't want to have mud or dirt on there when you're doing this, because it will scratch your paint. Then you'll spray this on liberally onto the area to be cleaned, starting from the top and working our way down just like we would a regular car wash. You're going to use a waffle weave towel that I got from Adams that came with the kit, and we're going to rotate the towel to a fresh side to buff it out and repeat it and clean it until it's clean. So we're going to test this out today. I've never used this, but we're going to try it today on my wife's car. But that'll do it for today's video. Like I said, just a quick video on car washing tips. Like I said, I'm not an expert at washing cars. I do wash both of my vehicles every weekend. My neighbors always give me crap because I'm out here washing my cars all the time, but I like them to look nice and be clean. We do have some really cool videos coming up. I got a great install coming. The one thing that I've been waiting to get shipped from Hanshow is finally on its way and should be here this week. So I don't think that'll be Tuesday's video. That'll probably be next Saturday's video. But make sure you subscribe, hit the bell button below, hit the like. None of those cost you anything. They help me out. They help get my channel into the rotation of channels being used for Tesla content. So help me out and do that. Drop a comment below of any other products that you like to use, anything I may have missed, or anything that you saw me do that had you cringing in your seat as you were watching it. Just drop it below. Like I said, I am not an expert on washing vehicles. I just like to do it. It's fun to do. It's my thing to do. I can get both vehicles washed before my wife is ready to go on a Saturday and have 2 clean vehicles for the week, and then we go do our thing for the rest of the weekend. No paint hurt and no damage to either one of my vehicles. Thanks for watching today. As always, get out, go drive your Tesla, have fun, be safe, and be kind to each other. There's no reason to be mean. There's no reason to be a jerk, but there is a reason to be kind. So thanks for watching today. Just go have fun on this beautiful warm weather day.